The singular reason that I am a happy person is the only stress that I think has validity is the stress you get if you're worried about the health and well-being of someone you love. Jess, listen,
for people to understand this, the only thing that should get you truly worked up and in a twist is your family sick.
Fear of losing a family member, or they're in danger, terminally ill, a health scare, the death of, the abduction of, the kidnapping, like the amount of, so I have unlimited stress because I have 700 businesses, I have 150 million followers on social, publicly, like I have a ton of things.
Yeah.
I literally just had this conversation with my father. He has a stress at work at the wine store. And I said to him, Dad, this thing is so small. It's probably number 987 for me in my world right now. And you're treating this like World War III. And again, Matt's probably laughing because he knows Sasha well. I have never been able to give a lot of merit. I've slipped up. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. But it is shocking how much money and vanity is not in the equation of things that I'm going to stress when I didn't have any. People, when I say money, someone just now said, well, easy for you to say, I just Googled you, I know what your net worth is. I didn't make more than $70,000 a year in the first 12 years of my career. Yeah. A year. Like I lived within my means and I was happy. People are insecure, Jess. Here's why parents stress about kids getting into college. Oh, yeah. If their kid gets into Princeton, they get to tell everybody they got into Princeton. And if they go to, NC State, that's not as bougie, right?
I live in Silicon Valley. I can assure you that is exactly the dynamic.
And so parents need to stop weaponizing their children as vanity utensils for their insecurity.
Oh my gosh.
I think if you're a confident person and you're a simple person, and you will be a much happier person. And so for me, I have unlimited stress. 98% of it is good stress.
Great.
I want my company to be better.
I think that this is something people really struggle to learn to differentiate. And I did, right? Like the first 20 years of my career, gunner. I'm going to go to this high growth company and, I got to show my impact and my merit and in a twist about all that. And now at this point in my life, I'm like, my parents are alive. It's a miracle.
That's awesome.
Like I am so much more.
I've always lived this way. I always say this. My professional goal is to buy the New York Jets. And I always say to myself, if I bought the New York Jets tomorrow, it happened. I pulled it off. And the next day, my parents died in a car crash. Would I be happy? I sure wouldn't. No. So why don't I live my life that way? Last night, I flew back from San Francisco after watching my beloved New York Jets lose. I landed. It was my father's birthday, and I drove another hour and a half to wish him a happy birthday, hang with him for a little bit, give him a kiss, and then drove 2 hours back up. Like, I act. And by the way, this is September 10th yesterday. You know this. I'm in corporate America. Like, the real action for next year is happening right now.
Yep.
I'm going to really use that 5 hours back in the office. But, like, I'm not.
You made the right decision.
And I think everyone has. And by the way, I make plenty of decisions of choosing work over micro family moments. If it was my dad just hanging out, not his birthday, I probably so we're all living life. We're all doing the best we can, but nobody's going to care about how much money they made in their last breaths. It's just universally real. And look, I want to build empires. I want to be successful. I'm doing all this stuff, but simplicity. So what I do for a living is I realize that 95% of money and energy is wasted. It's wasted in tactics, and it's wasted in creating a fake North Star. Recalling the beginning of my talk, it's wasted in creating a fake North Star of what success is, or not having the emotional strength to decide what winning is for yourself and letting somebody else define what winning is. Your girl, your parents, somebody you look up to. Please, please, please understand there are very basic things that need to get done to win. 1, play your game. Always be on the offense for what matters to you. And 2, realize that if you do not have a skill, if you do not have skills, you don't deserve to build a business. You can't just read about it. You can't just listen to podcasts about it. You can't just be about it. You gotta have fucking skills. Have skills, know what you want to happen for yourself, nobody else. There's that, you know, how many people saw Rocky 4? Like the Russian one. Just raise your hands, I wanna know. Remember that part where Drago, before the fight, he's like Yahtzee guy, he's like, I'm doing this for myself, like fuck you, Russia? That shit. Be fucking Drago. Do your shit for you, not what everybody else wants you to do. That, my friends, is how you win in life. I've spent most of my 20s sitting with 80 and 90-year-old people, constantly. I was very fucking weird. I would go in public, I would roll up on 80 fucking year old, I mean people that looked like they might die before the conversation was over. Airplanes, I would switch seats, sit with an old fucker, and I would fucking drill those people. And I would ask them question after question after question. And those old fuckers, strangers, people that fucking died 6 weeks after I met them, those people formed my life because I looked at 50 to 100 people that lived it and their shit was the same. Let me say this to this crowd. How you make your money is way more important than how much you make. How you make your money is way more important than how much you make when you're 80 and your grandkids and your kids are talking about your life. Doing what you wanted to instead of what everybody else wanted you to do is the number one thing. It's the number one thing. And so many of us didn't have the strength at 15, 16, 17 to not do what society or our parents wanted us to do. The cool thing is, it's never too late. It just isn't. Like, I made a video about 60-year-old entrepreneurs that went quite viral for me, and like the emails are flooding in and it's fucking crazy. Like, it's just never too late. So, guys, it's basic, but it's hard and it takes work. And so I wish you nothing but success, and I really hope you understand the practicality that my talk was framed in, because way too many people are wishing who they are instead of realizing who they are. Too many people in this room are hoping for something without understanding that there's so much better to be grounded in what it is and then going all in on that. I'm completely convinced, and I watch it every day, that you can overshoot your ambition by understanding who you are and then just being patient. That in a 15-year window, you are far more successful than if you run to the thing that you're not in a 6-year window. There's way too many stories of this. You know them. Don't be one of those statistics. What AI is doing, forget about even generative AI, creative, like I'm talking just pure AI, intelligent, all of it. What AI is gonna do is exactly what the tractor did. I need everyone to hear this. The day before the tractor was invented, a shocking percentage of human beings on earth worked on farms. This is where history, like you can't even, as a matter of fact, watch this. I'm gonna do it while we're talking. I'm gonna make a meta moment. Watch this. What percentage of humans worked on farms prior to the tractor being invented? So I'm literally using ChatGPT while I'm answering your question right now. 80 to 90% of the people engaged in farming and agricultural work. Are you kidding me? So what do I think? I think technology, planes, trains, automobiles, boats, television, the internet, phones, they get invented and they make us do different actions. What you and I do today for work, we're doing work right now.
Yeah, and we used to do it super differently 25 years ago.
That's right. We couldn't.
I got the first laptop for sending documents and emails, and my cell phone was the size of a bread box.
Yeah, your cell phone looked like this. It was this big.
It was my shoe phone, exactly.
So what do I think? I think anyone who's putting their head in the sand and hoping this is a fad or that the government's going to regulate it are incredibly naive. Everybody should stop right now on a dime, download ChatGPT, Perplexity, all of them, and start tasting it.
Start working
because
with
it is going to change the world in a way that you can't comprehend. And some people are going to need to adjust their crafts. If you're a designer and you just make design in Adobe, you better.
Copywriter, designer, brand strategist.
It's going to change everything for everyone. Researcher.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a big change. And so I think it's going to make some people wildly productive. I'm going to be one of those people. What I just did right there, I do all day long now.
Yeah. Integrate it into your workflow and your exploration and summaries.
It's my co-creative strategist. I think with my AI.
Totally.
And so it's going to be a big deal. And I want, here's the last thing I'll say on it. Think of it as a tidal wave coming at you. Please use this meeting to grab a surfboard to ride the wave versus what I know a lot of you are doing, which is you're putting your head in the sand and your entire strategy is this.